Sammy man, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Okay, switch over to that line because we're going to talk about Nuggets and Sacramento Kings. So I am a big proponent of today's NBA. I've been watching every season since 1993. I believe this is the deepest talent level. I think this is the best examples of team building across the NBA. And there's probably 7 teams right now that I would call championship worthy, maybe 7.5. So I got both LA teams. I got the Sixers. I got the Nets. I've got probably Miami's in there. And you know what? I've got Denver in that group. We can debate the 7th and 7.5 spot another time. But I do think this is a very good roster. I think they got exposed against Los Angeles. There was so many picks on the Nuggets the other night. I know there's certain teams that don't match up with them well. And people are going to make fun of them for losing Plumlee and Plumlee missing big rotations. But the fact is, in that Lakers matchup, they don't really have a horse to throw at Anthony Davis right now. If I'm Denver, I'm looking in the buyout market, and they're playing Sacramento tonight. This is kind of a tough matchup for Denver. They're missing 3 of their best guards. They have Gary Harris out. They've got the name I don't want to quite pronounce yet because I might offend some people who are just listening in my neighborhood. And they're even just, that's bad thing to have when you're playing the Sacramento Kings, a team that has 3 competent guards, a team that is now suddenly playing defense. However, Sacramento has owned Denver this year. They've played twice. Sacramento has won both times. And I just can't imagine a scenario where Denver, coming off a bad loss that makes them reflect on where they are as a franchise, is going to allow the Sacramento Kings, rejuvenant though they are, to beat them for a 3rd time in a season. Malone should know at least a little bit about how that franchise operates. I don't think it's been quickly enough for him to have any special insight on the players that are currently on the roster. But are we in a world where we have to argue whether the Nuggets can win the Western Conference without seeing them beat the Sacramento Kings? You got to take care of it here. I'm on the Nuggets, even though my model is totally against it. My model suggests the Kings quite strongly tonight. And I got to say, I'm going against it. It doesn't always work, but tonight I need to see Denver beat the Kings. They lost in bad fashion opening night. The next time out, they lost by 10 points. And there is still that bit of troublesome athleticism for them in the Kings big men. The Kings, if they ever get a real coach in there, and they have actually had real coaches there, they just fire them immediately for no reason. There's a lot of promising pieces there. I'd like to see him to get it together, but I don't want to see him get it together tonight. So I am on Denver. Those are my big hunches, but let's talk